Learning is a lifelong process. So today I'm going to share with you 3 things about credit I wish I knew early in life. But first, I want you to go ahead, like, subscribe, or follow me for more information and tips just like this. Okay, like many of you, credit was something we never really discussed in our homes when we were growing up. I don't know about you, but it wasn't necessarily discussed in my home. It wasn't until I bought a car that I realized that it was something that I needed to know and that I did not know, right? So, how unfortunate was that for me? Because, of course, I got hit on the interest rates. So, let's talk about credit and let's break down a few things, starting with how credit is actually calculated. So, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to grab a pen and a piece of paper. Okay, so now that you have your pen and your piece of paper, I want you to draw a large circle and split it into 5 different sections. So as we cover each of these 5 different sections, I want you to label each section in your circle. So when we're talking about credit, it's important that we understand the FICO score and how the FICO score is actually calculated. And it's calculated based on 5 factors. Your payment history, which is 35% of your credit score. Your credit utilization, which is 30% of your credit score. Your credit history length, which is 15%. Your credit mix, which is 10%, and new credit, which is also 10%. So now, when we talk about payment history has the largest impact on your credit score. Late payments can drop your credit score by as much as 100 points. That's right, y'all, 100 points or more. So you want to make sure that you pay your bills on time. This is the one thing that we were actually taught growing up. Pay your bills on time. But what in fact does that mean for the other 65% of our credit score? Well, credit utilization is the category that means when we carry a big balance has a negative impact on our credit score. And this is worth 30%. And this right here is what causes our credit score to fluctuate from month to month, depending on how much of the credit we're actually using. For example, if you carry a $3,000 balance on your card, right, with a $10,000 credit limit, then your credit utilization for that card is 30%, which is great. So you don't want to be more than 30%. My advice is to keep your credit utilization ratio under 25% when possible. Anything higher than that is going to negatively affect your credit score. You're going to see it fluctuate. If you can't pay your credit card bills in full, then you still want to try to keep that ratio in as close to single digits as possible and as close to 30%. If you can get it down to like 9-10%, you're doing great. Now, growing up, we were told a lot of things. Most of them we found to be myths. So let's discuss some of the myths about the late payments. All right, so now, myth number 1. Late payments affect your credit the day a bill becomes past due. Now, the reality is this. Late payments generally don't appear in your credit report until they're at least 30 days past due. So if you have a bill that's less than 30 days late, you can pay it now to avoid any future damage to your credit card, right? Of course, you still may be subject to some other penalties, such as some late payment fees, things of that nature. Myth number 2. Once a late payment lands on your credit report, the damage is done and there's nothing you can do about it. The reality of it is this. Once a bill is 30 days past due, it can be reported to the credit bureaus as a late payment and appear on your credit report. But the late payment can be updated again when it's 60 days, 90 days, and 120 days late, at which time it may show up as an account in collections as well. So each time it gets updated, it can do further damage to your credit score. So even if your bill is already late, you should pay it off as soon as possible so that you can mitigate any further damage or any further consequences, negative consequences that it may have on your credit score and your credit report. All right. Now, myth number 3, right? Late payments affect you forever. The reality is this. The impact of late payments on your credit score gradually decreases over time. And your credit can recover as long as other negative items like additional late payments or accounts and collections don't get added to your credit report. So After 7 years, the late fee can be, or the late payment can be removed from your credit report and no longer affect your credit. However, after 2 solid years of paying on time, then you'll see your credit score begin to go up. Now, myth number 4 is this: a single late payment isn't a big deal. Here's the reality. The impact of a single late payment on your credit score depends on the state of your credit. If you already have poor credit and a history of past due bills, one late payment may not be that significant to you. But if you have good credit, you can see a steep drop in your credit score after a single late payment. So if you have good credit, you want to make sure that you maintain that by keeping your bills paid on time. And if you have bad credit, you don't want to just say, oh, well, it doesn't make a difference. Come on, you want to start working on that and get yourself out the hole. Now, number 3, we were told do not apply for things because it would hurt your credit. Now, how exactly do hard inquiries affect your credit score? Well, here's the deal. You might be a little concerned that applying for multiple loans can in fact hurt your credit score. But typically, when lenders pull your credit, it's a result in a hard inquiry landing on your credit report. And that's where you get the ding. A single hard inquiry can ding your credit score, but it shouldn't take too long for the effect of that to wear off. Now, we try to have people to have no more than, 4 inquiries. But when you get down to multiple hard inquiries, then that's going to indicate that possibly you're desperate for credit, which means it's going to take you a little bit longer for your credit score to recover, especially if it's like the same thing, like you're going to different retail stores and things of that nature. But if you're trying to get a mortgage or car shopping and things of that nature, then they're pretty much going to see that they're all grouped together, and that's not going to hurt you. Now, if you like the information I gave and you want more personal and entrepreneur tips to help you elevate your finances or your business, I want you to go ahead. I want you to like, subscribe, and follow. This is Coach Shaune, guys. And guess what? I'm hoping to see you at the next video where you can get more tips like this.